I should think it would come as a relief.
Relief?
Yes. Doesn't it make you feel better to know that I had an affair with someone who's dead? Are you joking? I made stuff up.
Really? All the help on the block started a pool.
Good. In the summer, the troops can go swimming.
You calling my dead son an idiot?
Oh, I'm sorry. A dead idiot.
Nobody killed anybody.
Oh, yeah? Well, somebody better tell Peter. They buried him the other day.
I'm sorry, Jess. I'm sorry you ever had to feel this way. I'm really sorry.
Hello then and welcome to the video. My name's SerenitySoloREACTS and here we are with Soap Season 1 Episode 14. Now, everyone's suspecting this murder case. I'm hoping that, well, in one hand I'm hoping that it's not one of the main cast, but on the other hand it's going to be a bit awful if it is, if you know what I mean? I mean, because one of them will have to go out of it and go to jail. I'm hoping they don't. Well, Jody should be out of it. Should not be blamed because he was in hospital, wasn't he, when it happened? But he got blamed for his sexuality, like Benson got blamed for his colour. But yeah, I did bleep those bits out for you, but that's basically what happened. Now, I am enjoying this, I'm enjoying the comedy, but I'm also enjoying the straight moments that happen between it as well, I honestly am. This doesn't get the views it deserves, it's a fantastic show, I'm hoping people discover it in future. You know, this is what I mean by say you don't know if you like a show unless you watch it. I've watched a lot of shows that I've liked so far when I've been reacting to this. I didn't watch a lot of telly before it. So yeah, I found a lot of shows that I'm a fan of now. But anyway, if you like it and you've subscribed or followed to me so far, thank you ever so much. I really do appreciate it. I honestly do. You're helping me out, you're helping the channel out, you're helping my mental health out. You honestly are. So with that, let's get on with the episode.
This is the story of two sisters.
And this is also in the action video.
Jessica Tate and Mary Campbell.
So I do talk of it at times.
Jessica lives in a neighborhood known as
Mind you, if this is your first episode, go back to the very beginning so you know exactly what's going on. It does work like a soap, even though it's a parody. So it does carry on, and this little cliffhangers.
Than they do money.
At the murder investigation so far.
We're approaching Mary Campbell's house. Mary too likes life. Unfortunately, life doesn't seem to be too crazy about her. As you can see, the Campbells don't have nearly as much money as the Tates. They do, however, have as many secrets.
I was hoping to have a new PC by the time the second season comes, but I'm going to be nowhere near it, so it will be black bars.
In the last episode of Soap, Chief Tinkler informed the Tates and the Campbells that they are all suspects in the murder of Peter Campbell, the tennis pro, because all of them had a motive and most of them don't have an alibi.
Two didn't.
Chester, who knew Jessica had had an affair but didn't know who she'd had her affair with, found out her affair had been with Peter. Of course, before his death. Confused? You won't be
well,
after
so.
This week's episode of Soap. We begin this week's episode of Soap shortly after Chief Tinkler has left the stunned families.
So they're still all blaming each other? Maybe not. He believes her now.
Chester, I just can't believe it. I mean, Chester, to think that one of our own relatives might be a murderer. A murderer. I mean, I spent the whole evening with a murderer. I served dinner to a murderer. Actually, I might be living in the same house with a murderer. Chester, who do you think did it?
That lady behind the shower curtain.
Who cares, Jessica? After what I learned this evening, I couldn't care less about a murder.
Peter could.
What did you learn? Oh, that.
Yes, that.
Chester, do you think that we are talking about the same that?
I think so.
You're talking about that has something to do with me and someone else?
That's right.
Oh, that. Yeah, well, that is the that I thought that you were talking about. Well, Chester, I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, I told you I had an affair. I mean, you did know about it.
But I didn't know who, Jessica. I didn't know who you were having your affair with.
He can't talk.
Well, I should think it would come as a relief.
Relief?
Yes. Doesn't it make you feel better to know that I had an affair with someone who's dead? I mean, someone who's dead now. I mean, it should make it much easier, Chester. You'll never bump into each other at a party, and you'll never have to look at him and picture,
I assumed, Jessica, when you told me you were having an affair, that at least, at the very least, you were having a dignified one. But to discover that you were robbing the cradle, do you know how that looks?
He can't
do
talk.
you know what people say about that?
Well, when men do it, they say congratulations.
That's something else entirely, Jessica. Young girls are attracted to older men. It's a known fact. We can't help it.
Yes, you can. You could say no.
It was a boy, an absolute boy. It must have been wonderful. I'm sure the two of you had a lot to talk about.
Tennis.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
Wouldn't think so.
Actually, there was never very much time. I mean, you know, it is kind of hard to talk and,
Spare me.
at the same time. Well, Chester, I'm sorry.
Must have been exciting, huh? Of course, a young, good-looking guy probably knows all kinds of tricks they're doing these days. They've got all these new books.
Well, Chester, it didn't last long.
When I was growing up, we didn't have books. There was one way to do it.
Chester, are you jealous?
I mean, the guy's got energy and tricks. How can you compete? He grew up on Penthouse. I grew up on National Geographic. Why should I know as much as he does?
Chester, I'm here. Look at me. I'm here.
Of course you're here. He's dead.
you're still alive.
Well, I was still here when he was alive. Now you know how I felt all those years, Chester.
You felt this way?
Every time. And it was an awful lot of times, Chester.
Feels awful.
I know. Sometimes I felt so awful I thought I was going to throw up. Except, of course, I hate to throw up. I haven't thrown up since 1948.
Really? It's a long time.
I don't think I've ever felt like this before.
I know.
I'm sorry, Jess. I'm sorry you ever had to feel this way. I'm really sorry.
Chester, let's try never to make each other feel this way again.
Is he going to give up with his bit, though? Will he be able to?
Thank you. Boy, it sure is quiet around here. Hey guys, what's the matter? Somebody die?
Mr. Man, don't you have any feelings? He was your brother.
It wasn't my brother, you idiot. It was his.
Don't call my father an idiot. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Dad.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. No, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. Boy, you never know what life has in store for you. I mean, you just never know. I mean, a few days ago, I'm the happiest guy in the world. And then today, I couldn't be sadder.
I know, dear.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe God looked down and said, hey, Campbell's too happy. Let's cool him down. Kill his son. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the world has come to when someone in one's own family is murdered by someone else in someone's own family.
Jessica, please, enough of this. Nobody killed anybody.
Oh, yeah? Well, somebody better tell Peter they buried him the other day.
Peter was stabbed, shot, strangled, suffocated, and bludgeoned. You seriously think that one of us could have done it? For God's sake, nobody in this family could sit through The Exorcist.
That's right. I just wonder if any of the Campbells could sit through it. You know, I think I remember one of them telling me they loved that. Now, which one was it?
But that's a movie. This is
I
real
just
life.
wonder which one of the Tates did it.
Bert, I find it very difficult to believe that one of the Tates is a murderer.
Oh, you do you, huh? Well, I don't. It was one of them. I know it. Probably Jessica.
She couldn't have, Bert. Not in a million years.
Mary, please, do you ever talk to that woman? She's got a vacuum cleaner bag up here. You know, Jessica told me she talks to flowers.
Lots of people do that. I talk to my fern.
Yeah, but does it answer?
What?
Does it answer?
Of course not.
Okay, Jessica's flowers answer. I mean, they talk back.
Did she say that?
You've heard them?
No, of course not. She told me. Now, you don't think that's crazy? A woman who says her flowers talk? Jessica.
It was Bert. It was Bert who said he loved The Exorcist. Either that or The Sound of Music. He was raving about one of them. Chester, do you think it could have been Bert?
Jessica, you know I can't stand the man. I'd be happy to pin anything on him. But I have trouble believing he'd kill his own son.
Maybe it was Danny. Why Danny? He's so rude.
Might be the mob.
Oh, I don't think it could have been Danny. You remember the time that the trees got all infested with those awful birds? What are their names?
Grackles.
Right, the crapples. Well,
Grackles.
Right, yeah. Well, everybody wanted to shoot the birds. And don't you remember Danny passed around the petition and saved the birds? So I don't think it could have been Danny.
Maybe it was Jody. Jody, please, the man couldn't even kill himself.
I think it was Chester.
Come on, Chester would be afraid of staining his clothes.
Wait a minute. I think Bob's right.
Yeah, sure. That's it.
Chester.
Chester,
Right?
that's it.
Chester did it. I think
Maybe it was Jody. You know how jealous he gets. God knows Peter was having an affair with enough members of this family.
Glad you said it.
I think it was Corinne.
No way.
What? No way. She had a motive. She was living with him. She was jealous. Corinne did it. Corinne's the one.
Well, if it wasn't any one of the Campbells, then it was one of us.
Please, Corinne.
She is right. The chief of police said that it was someone in either family,
Oh, the
and we're
piece of
all
chili?
suspects.
We are not.
Yes, we are. You are a suspect. I am a suspect. So is Corinne. And so is Eunice. So is Benson. I mean, it's amazing. Here we are, all 5 perfectly nice people enjoying breakfast. Well, actually 4 because Benson's not eating. But I mean, Chester, here we are, 5 perfectly nice people, and out of these 5 perfectly nice people, one of us is probably a killer.
Possibly.
I mean, a ruthless, cold-blooded, dangerous, homicidal, lunatic, maniac killer who naturally is very cleverly disguised as a nice person.
Jessica, please. Enough of this. For the last time. No one killed.
We were there though, he knows all about it.
It's like magic. I walk in and talking stops. Well, don't worry, I'm not staying. I'm late for school. I'll just grab my juice and be on my way. That last word in your sentence was killed. Go.
Killed Peter. No one could do it. No one would do it.
I don't know. Young, good-looking, virile. That'll drive you crazy.
Shut up, Benson.
Well, now, Chester, he does have a point. I mean, if we examine it, you did have a motive.
Oh, really? Well, I suppose you didn't.
Come on, Daddy. Mother.
I'm not saying she did it, Corinne. We're talking about motives here.
It's ridiculous to talk about motives. I mean, if we're talking about motives, Corinne had a motive.
Oh, Eunice, please.
Well, it's true. You never heard the term crime of passion?
I have. Crime
Should we
of
threaten him?
passion. Oh, it's such a beautiful expression. I always wanted someone to commit a crime of passion over me. Chester, would you have ever killed for me?
You can build a case against anybody, even Eunice. Oh, come on, Corinne. Well, how do we know you weren't sleeping with him? Everybody
Colin.
else was.
That's enough. I've had it. No one in this house ever killed anyone.
Well, I guess that eliminates all the Tates.
Yeah, which leaves us. An idiotless dirt.
Maybe that dummy told us to Chucky.
And what am I? Your next victim?
What?
You heard me. How do I know it wasn't you?
Bert.
Or you?
Hey, Bert, don't say that.
You're both suspects. You heard, Tinkler.
So are you?
Come on.
It could have been jealousy.
What was there to be jealous of? He was an idiot.
Oh.
You calling my dead son an idiot?
Oh, I'm sorry. A dead idiot.
I'd like it if it turned out to be Chucky. Like a Chucky doll. Yep. Just to cover my column.
So you are a supporter of the ERA?
Oh, yes.
Tell me, Congressman, rumor has it that your Senate campaign is only a stepping stone on your way to the presidency. Is that true?
Is she allowed out of the state during the
It's
murder
true.
investigation?
Waitress!
Marilyn, don't you think you've had enough to drink?
No. Cheryl, Gretchen, whatever your name is.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Marilyn, that's enough.
Dear, I'm sorry to interrupt your efforts to find a bed for tonight, but I'd like a martini.
Marilyn, this has got to stop.
Fine. You're a congressman. Go lobby.
Went to lobby.
I can't stand being without you.
Oh, Walter, I don't know what to do.
Move back a little.
Walter, I'm afraid I'm in trouble.
Oh, my God. How many weeks?
No, the murder, Peter's murder.
Oh, that terrible thing.
I'd like another martini, please.
Is he going to get murdered
And
too?
this time, could you put it in a coffee cup? Thank you.
Walter, they're asking me for an alibi, and I don't have one.
Are you a suspect?
Everyone is.
Well, just tell them where you were that night.
I was with you. In a
Don't them.
hotel. In bed.
Are you really a suspect?
Would you let her go down for it though?
I'll come over about 10 tonight.
What about Marilyn?
Well, it's noon. She's on her fourth martini. By tonight at 10, she'll be in a coma. I love you.
Well, he might be.
You leave first. It could look funny if we left together.
What are you doing in here?
Well, darling, it's the bathroom. What does one usually do in here?
I was waiting for the bathroom. The door opened, and she came out of here, that girl reporter.
You saw a woman come out of this bathroom?
Yes, that pushy little girl who follows you around night and day. She must really be hard up.
Well, you should have come 5 minutes earlier. The pilot was in here and all the stewardesses, and we were having a party.
But I saw her, Walter. I mean, it's hard to miss her. The girl's in heat.
Marilyn, the drinking has to stop. I mean, forget about the fact you embarrassed the hell out of me. I mean, now you're going around hallucinating. Seeing people walk out of bathrooms. Marilyn, the drinking has got to stop once and for all.
She couldn't even believe him. I hallucinated and they were very vivid.
And you should have heard all the kids talking in school today.
I am so sick of this murder.
Well, you can imagine how Peter must have felt.
It's all we talk about.
That's all anyone talks about.
I know. Yesterday, all the older kids didn't even know I was alive. Today, they wouldn't leave me alone. I mean, I'm sorry Peter's dead, but this has done a lot for me.
Did you tell them that you didn't know anything about it because the chief of police sent you from the room?
Are you joking? I made stuff up.
All the help on the block started a pool.
Good. In the summer, the troops can go swimming.
They're all taking bets. You got more money on you than Ali in the last fight.
Did they get a piece of it?
You want meaning in that?
Would you mind? Well, now I know how Elizabeth Taylor and Jackie Onassis feel walking down the street with all that staring and whispering. I don't know how they ever get anything accomplished. Of course, it is worse for them because everybody wants their autographs. So far, nobody's asked me for mine. But if they do, I've decided to keep it really quite simple. Just something like, best wishes, Jessica Tate.
Sherlock Holmes.
Good evening. I'm sorry to interrupt your dinner, but I have an important announcement to make.
Should we be telling Bert?
Is that prime ribs?
Yes.
Oh, my favorite thing in this world is prime ribs, but oh, gosh, I haven't had that since, well, it must be going on 15 years now.
Tinkler, what's your announcement?
You haven't had prime ribs for 15 years?
Well, you know how it is, a little woman. That's my wife. She says she hates to cook it for just the two of us. There's too much leftovers.
Tinkler.
Yeah, oh, yeah, come on, huh?
Well, you could make sandwiches.
No, that's what I told my wife. But she said we'd have to go on having sandwiches for months.
Well, if worst came to worst, you could give some to your dogs.
Yeah, no dogs.
Tinkler, could you make this announcement
Yes,
of yours,
finish.
please?
My wife's allergic. We got birds, though. 2 parakeets. To the house.
I don't know if birds eat roast beef.
Oh, yeah, anything, won't they?
Tinkler, what do you want?
I wouldn't mind a taste of that roast beef.
Yes, of course. Sit down in Eunice's place. She's not here.
I know, Eunice is in Washington. But she's no longer a suspect.
Why?
Oh, Chester, isn't that wonderful?
You don't have an alibi.
Benson, please get the chief of police a plate of roast beef.
Nope.
Well, I eliminated you, too.
Rare, medium, or well done.
Rare, please.
Tinkler, you came to make an announcement. What is it?
Oh, yeah, right. I've come to make an announcement about the investigation. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah.
You came to make an announcement.
Right. Oh, is that what I think it is?
Horseradish sauce?
Boy, do I love horseradish sauce.
We're not going to get
Tinkler, are you going
the
to tell
announcement.
us or are you going to move in?
Oh, yeah. Right. Well, we've narrowed down the leads and we've made some conclusions. And would you pass the salt, please?
Your conclusions, Tinkler.
Oh, it's wonderful. Well, it was wonderful.
Thank you.
Benson cooked it.
We've eliminated Benson. We've eliminated Eunice. And we've eliminated, oh, my. Is that sweet potato pudding?
That's right.
My, yes. My grandmother used to make that.
Go on, Tinkler.
So you can't have
Don't
it
mind
unless-
if I do.
Unless you tell us.
Would you please tell us why you came here?
But the youngster,
Billy.
Okay, fine, I'm leaving. It's a wonder that I ever learned the English language. I'll be in my room playing with my CB. Maybe somewhere, somebody in this world would like to talk to me.
Couldn't take the rest of his dinner with him?
Continue, Tinkler.
Oh, yes. Well, as I was saying, we've eliminated Benson. We've eliminated Eunice.
Tinkler, are you saying that it's one of the Campbells?
No. The murderer is still in this house.
Who is
Billy?
it?
The Major. No.
Who is it,
no.
you idiot?
I think he means we're getting closer.
Hey?
Walter. He said it's Walter, Chester.
There's no Walter in this house.
No, water. What? He says it's water.
Who's water, for God's sake?
It must be a clue. Lives near water.
Come on, bloody hell, you're smarter than this.
Water? Oh, I got it. He needs water to drink, right? It's a person who drinks water.
Yeah, I agree with
It's a
that.
person who doesn't drink water.
No, it's Corinne.
What?
Corinne.
Corinne Tate, you're under arrest for the murder of Peter Campbell.
I don't think it was.
Will Chester and Jessica really stop fooling around with other people and actually start fooling around with each other? Will Mrs. McCallum find out her husband is giving more than just an interview to Eunice? Will the airlines increase the size of their bathrooms to accommodate larger parties? Will Corinne be jailed, tried, and convicted for the murder of Peter? Will the Tates ever invite Chief Tinkler to a roast beef dinner again? These questions and many others will be answered on next week's episode of Soap.
I guess inviting them to dinner's not going to be answered ever. He's just never going to go for dinner. But we're telling Jessica how lovely all that food was. It's Benson that cooked it. Go thank Benson. And we easily bought off, isn't it? Not having no food, you're cleared, what do you want? I did like that. I liked that episode. It had its laughs, but not as big laughs as what it has had. And also not its big serious scenes that it has had. I really want it to be the dummy. I do.
Videotaped in front of a studio audience.
Thank you for letting us know. Interrupting me like that. Sign out. Well, it's the first time we've had that. Soap is filmed before the live studio audience. I swear that I've never took that out before. First time it's happened, yep, but I want it to be the dummy. I want it to turn out the dummy is actually real and it's a psycho. That'd be fantastic. I would love that. But my biggest gut feeling is, I can't remember her name, but it's a woman who hid behind the curtain, one of his conquests, so to say. I honestly don't think it's a main character at all. I don't. I think it will be concluded by the end of this season. I mean, it seems like one of those that are going to stretch a storyline along for the season and then end it. Mind you, they have to do something for a cliffhanger for the next season. I do know season 4 ends without a proper conclusion, and apparently it doesn't even get concluded in Benson either. That will come. I've only got the first 2 series, and that's all that got released, I think. I will try to find others. If you know where they are, let me know. But Benson will come as soon as Soap has ended. I do enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. It doesn't get the views at all. Barely any views. Next to no watch time whatsoever. But I've got other shows that I enjoy watching as well to stop the burnout. This should have a lot more fans than what it has. But, you know, you've got to take the fans, then you've got to whittle them down to people of them fans who like the actions, and then you've got to whittle them down to people who like my reactions. So you're probably left with 1/100th of the audience. But anyway, if you enjoyed it, could I please ask you to give me a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't done already on YouTube. Have a follow on Daily Motion, that would really help me out. If you have already, thank you ever so much. It does help me out, it honestly does. Helps me out, my channel out, my mental health. So with that, I shall sign out now, finally. And go to the next one, and I hope to see you there. Goodbye.